What's up, guys? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about Akala. Also, Sam Bankman-Fried has reached out to a journalist on Twitter last night. The journalist has then posted all of the conversation, the Twitter private DMs, where Sam Bankman-Fried has come out to effectively defend himself. I'm going to go through that as well because I don't know. This FTX situation is a contagion that's going to have ramifications on the market for the foreseeable future. As always, guys, don't leave your stuff on exchanges. I've said it so many times on this channel. Please be safe with your crypto. If you're in crypto, you're thinking about the future. Securing your investments for the future is sensible. It's key. It's key for success. Don't get caught with your pants down. Before I get into that though, guys, if you are brand new to this channel, you're probably going, James, I don't know who you are. Fair point. There's a lot of crypto YouTube channels. Why should I listen to you? Also a fair point. These are the first 26 coins that I spoke about on this channel. These are the first 26 coins I held when I made this channel. I've been in these markets for 8 years. Had you invested $100 into each of these coins when I released videos about them, and you were still holding them all, you've done everything wrong, never sold them, just ignored them, you'd still be in profit for 8.8k. And that's doing absolutely every single thing wrong. If you'd have done the right things, and if you just sold these coins last year when the markets were flying high, instead of sitting on 8.8k profit, you could have been sitting on 123k profit. Huge, huge difference. Obviously, I sold my coins last year. These are not what I hold. If you want to see my current portfolio, you can go to the site copymycrypto.com. On that site, I share my entire portfolio with every coin I buy and sell. I've gone through exactly why I'm in the coins I'm in right now. I'll be adding to those coins throughout this bear cycle, which will probably last another year and a half, maybe a bit more. And I'm looking to add consistently. We've got step-by-step tutorials for anyone that wants to get into crypto. Same tutorials I'll send my family. And look, guys, you know, the public record's here. Phantom was the only Udemy course I've ever made in my life. It was a course called The Best Crypto Investment of 2020. I said this coin would 100x. It did a 677x. So if you'd have put $2,000, you could have made, you know, 1.4 million, 1.3 million. When I find the next Phantom, I'm not going to do a Udemy course like last time. I'm simply going to go onto my site and tell my members what it is, why I'm getting in on it. If you want to get in on a coin like that early to make those massive gains, then go read the site. Guys, the link's in the description. Right. Acala, currently priced at 10 cents. Obviously, by the title, you can see I think it's going to do well. $5 is very, very achievable. You're looking, you know, 2.5 billion market cap, possible 50x coin here. DeFi is key. DeFi, we are in a time where, I've already got that page open. We're in a time right now where exchanges are getting wrecked. We've seen huge outflows. DeFi, you know, centralized exchanges will always succeed to some degree. And the reason being is that fundamentally people are lazy. And that's not like an indictment. It's just people want to have their funds on an exchange because it's easier. They almost view an exchange like a bank. The problem is that they're not. And we've seen that with insolvency for FTX recently. But there has to be a second huge wave, or a third, I guess now, huge wave of DeFi. Acala is insanely well positioned. It's an all-in-one DeFi network that's secured by Polkadot. It allows for users to do decentralized trading. So you effectively a DEX because they've got Acala Swap. They've got loans with Acala's dollar stablecoin. You can become a liquidity provider. You can access staking derivatives with liquid.staking. As a result, you can then earn very high APY by utilizing liquid.staking and then using the released dot to end up putting it into other yield earning protocols, or whether it's a farm or whether it's a different staking. This network's highly scalable. It's Ethereum compatible. If you're unsure what highly scalable means, it just means that the throughput can be massive. Like, they can do lots of transactions per second, and it is entirely optimized for DeFi. This is a DeFi network. We're not looking at gaming or anything like that. This is DeFi, DeFi, DeFi. It's received tons of Web3 Foundation grants. It's backed by Coinbase, Pantera, Polychain. It's backed by some of the biggest boys in this space. Thankfully, not Alameda. Although, you never know with Alameda. They were in so much. And look, the point of Acala is they've got their decentralized stable coin. They've got an ecosystem where, a development network where people can just build dApps and plant them straight on Acala. Any Ethereum-based dApp can be planted straight on Acala. Perfect for DeFi optimization. And they've got a ton of apps already up and running. On top of that, their ecosystem is looking damn good. Combine that with, so let's just have a look. So in terms of ecosystems, again, the focus is always DeFi. So DeFi, they've got Ampleforth, they've got Bifrost, they've got Centrifuge, Compound, GameDAO, Injective, Stellar Swap. They're already in a ton of different Pokedex. They're in plenty of DeFi. They have plenty of DeFi within their ecosystem. I'm less asked about gaming whatsoever. They do have GameDAO, however, but gaming is not what Acala is about. They've integrated a number of different parachains as well. So they're integrated with all the big boy parachains of the Polkadot ecosystem. Their oracles, they've got all up and running, which is Band and Chainlink. Bridges, plenty of bridges up and running. Bridges always concern me because they're the biggest point of vulnerability at the moment within crypto. So if you ever use a bridge, guys, remove your permissions. That's something I actually want to continuously sort of push for people. In the same way that I've been speaking about on this channel, get your funds off exchanges because they're not yours if they're on an exchange. If you are sitting, if you've utilized a bridge, you remove the permissions for those bridges, because if a bridge is ever hacked and you have an open permission on your MetaMask or anything else, you could be at serious risk. Arguably, you could also just move all the funds to a new MetaMask and then delete the old one. There's plenty of ways you can do all of these things. But Acala is extremely well positioned. It's going to be the token, the DeFi token for Polkadot. Polkadot is still going to end up being one of the biggest gainers in the next bull cycle because Polkadot is insanely well positioned. It is legitimately at the moment the single best infrastructure for interoperability between tons of blockchains. By the next bull cycle, all the Acala tokens should be out. So you'd be looking at 1 billion tokens out. I still think it could hit $5 even at that point. That would put it at 5 billion market cap. That's still very achievable because you've got to think about it as well. Like, what did Aave hit in this recent bull cycle? What did Compound? What did Maker? What did Synthetics? Like, a lot of the blue chip DeFis hit big market caps. So it is more than possible that Acala, after building the infrastructure, after continuing to develop for several years, will be one of those blue chips. And I suppose that's the point with something like Acala, is getting in early, and if it does become a blue chip DeFi, then you're going to have made some massive gains. So absolutely want to watch. But let me know, what do you guys think? Do you think that there is any chance Acala dies? It's always an interesting question because obviously there are going to be a ton of cryptos over the next couple of years that collapse and die. Could Acala be one? I doubt it very much. I think with their infrastructure and with their connections to so many projects, I think it's there's almost a 0% chance. There's always a chance. As I've said, bridges have vulnerabilities. If a bridge gets hacked and a fund siphoned, there can be massive problems. So it's something to consider. But I still firmly believe this is a big gainer for the next bull cycle. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you're a returning viewer, subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get all returning viewers to subscribe. The reason is the more you subscribe, the better the channel grows. The better the channel grows, the easier I can get big name guests. I can get some founders of some massive projects on to chat about them. Any of those founders that you're interested in, if there's any founder that you want me to speak to or question or whatever, get the names in the comments because I'll reach out. And if you want to see the coins I own, go to copymycrypto.com. On that site, I share my entire portfolio. I share everything I buy. I share every time I sell. I have been in this market for 8 years. My record of success is there to see. I am always looking for the next big coin, like Phantom. One Udemy course in my entire life, nailed it. 100% record, because I said 100x and it did 677x. Arguably, I've got an even better record. And when I find the next Phantom, I'm going to go on the site and tell the members. I'm not going to do a course. I'm not going to go on YouTube spouting around about it. I'm going to tell the members to make sure that the members know about it and can get in if they want to. Remember, I do all the work. If you guys want to copy along, you can. It's that simple. Links in the description, guys. And the last bit, let's have a look at what this man said. So, this is the entire conversation. So, Sam Bankman-Fried messaged this journalist. You said a lot of stuff about how you wanted to make regulations, just good ones. Was that pretty much just PR too? There's no one really out there making sure good things happen and bad things don't. Usually there's only one toggle. Do more or do less. Yeah, just PR. Fuck regulators. They make everything worse. They don't protect customers at all. Does seem like some kind of consumer protection would be good though. Like maybe regulators can't deliver it, but sure does look like consumers lose their shirts a bunch. Agreed on both. It would be good, but regulators can't do it. And you couldn't do it, and CZ sure isn't doing it, so who? They can actually distinguish between good and bad. Just do more businesses versus do less business. Do more business versus do less business, and put up more moats versus put up fewer moats. No one will, but you want to know the truth? No one's doing it in the rest of finance either, or for that matter, other areas that are regulated. The FDA isn't helping. The giant crackdown on big tech has no point or goal or philosophy behind it. OFAC is slowly undermining US interests globally and is the single biggest threat to the US being a superpower. ESG has been perverted beyond recognition. I'm sort of putting together a picture where you don't believe anyone is doing anything for good reasons. You don't believe the good guys are good. So why not make it big and then be the one who gets to decide what good is? And if you have to do sketchy stuff along the way, everyone else is doing it too, and plenty of them are worse, and people still like them as long as they win. Is that fair? What we're left with at the end of the day is only the rich can invest, only they can make or lose money. There's some truth to it, but it's also true that I didn't want to do sketchy stuff. There are huge negative effects from it, and I didn't mean to. Each individual decision seemed fine, and I didn't realize how big their sum was until the end. This man is meant to be one of the biggest and best minds in crypto, and he put himself in this position. He put the customers' funds in this position. Do not leave your funds on exchanges. You cannot trust these individuals. These individuals cause vulnerability to all of us. You have got to make sure you are secure for your future investments, guys. Never trust anyone with your funds. You should always be the one in control of your crypto. It's as simple as that. I'm going to bang on this message for the next few months. I want everyone to make sure that they are safe. This is not something you risk long term. Anyway, that's it from me, guys. Take it easy.